Good night, Northside. Good night, PPM. Good night, ladies and gentlemen of Northside. I'm Justin Ebanks, the PPM candidate for Northside this election. However, after tonight, I want you all to call me just in time. Because that's exactly what I am. I am just in time to make this district better, to improve the quality of life in this district, to unite the people of this district, and to bring stability back to Northside and our community. First, I want to thank Tony for his kind endorsement tonight. I want to thank all those who made it possible for me to be here tonight for setting up this stage. I want to thank my nominators. I really appreciate the kind words. And I want to thank the PPM for showing up. I want to thank you, the Northside people, for taking the time to come out and hear and your interests. And I want to thank Simpson for allowing us to use this place tonight. Thank you. At just 14 years old, I stood in this very same yard and did my first political endorsement for Ezra Miller. Now returning after 27 years, fulfilling a childhood dream at 41, I stand in the same spot, not to endorse someone else, but to simply and humbly ask you for your vote. I'm honored to be here. I grew up in this district. I'm a born Northsider. I attended Miss Ophelia's house, which is just over to the right. That was the first nursery. She was my first nanny. She took care of many of the children in the district. And affectionately to this day, she is still known to me as Mama Ophelia. I grew up in this district, playing marbles in many of these yards, running cows with my grandfather, tending to his ground, fishing, crabbing. That was the life of a young Northsider. And I'm here today to step into the role of MP. What makes this moment even more meaningful is knowing that Miss Edna Moyle, of blessed memory, would be proud to see me running with the PPM as a candidate. We all love and respected Miss Edna. She was a woman of class, grace, and deep passion for this district and for serving the people. And I hope to carry that mantle and that passion for serving the people of Northside. And if I can have one moment of silence in the memory of Miss Edna Moore. Ladies and gentlemen, I said that to say this. I love Northside. And because of that love, that is why I'm standing before you here tonight, asking you for support, so that we can together build a better Northside. Tonight I want to focus on some key points to give you some insight on what you can expect from me on April 30th. Stability being one of them. This election is critical. The instability of the last 4 years cannot continue. We cannot afford another term of uncertainty, division, lack of real progress for our people. Being a representative is more than just holding a title. Every single day, I will wake up and on a simple mission to make life better for the people of Northside. I will listen to you, I will advocate for you, and I will work tirelessly to bring real solutions to the challenges we face. You deserve fairness and equality. You deserve the same opportunities as everyone else. The government's resources should be spent on you, but they must be spent wisely. I will fight to bring every dollar possible into Northside, but I will also promise to manage how those funds are used to ensure they genuinely benefit you, your families, and the community at whole. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you if you're any better off today than you were 4 years ago. We are facing some serious times, and the margins for error are very slim. Simply ask yourself, after all that was done, what better quality or affordability of life have you seen? My goal is to work with a stable government with a proven track record of reducing debt and still providing for its people. I will provide a clear district set of goals to ensure we can track success of what is being done rather than aimlessly spending and seeing no value for our money. As your representative, I will make sure that every major decision, from infrastructure to community programs, is based on actual needs and desires of the people. This means conducting surveys, consulting with the residents, and ensuring that every corner of this district is represented. That is what true leadership looks like. I also have developed community programs that will involve all segments of our community. Now, Northside is a small district, but yet it's divided by small segments. You have Frank Sound, Old Man Bay, Northside, Hutland, China Cliff, Ron Point. Each part of this district still has its own unique set of needs. So we have to have a proper committee and a proper development plan to ensure that each part of this district is being catered to properly. You shouldn't have to chase me down for a street light, a storm drain, or speed bumps. It is my job to make sure that the community is run properly, that I am out with my team making sure that the district is getting what it needs. We have to do proper rollouts and inspections on each development, each road, and each community in Northside to make sure they're getting equality and they have equity in this community. Community programs is a big thing I'm passionate about. I have a passion for helping our young people shine and progress. So I will work and create ways to help them do just that. Northside has a proud history of nurturing exceptional talent, exemplified by Olympian Ronald Forbes, who represented this nation in 3 Olympics. Beijing in 2008, London 2012, and Rio 2016. Ronald's athletic journey started at 14. Ladies and gentlemen, the next great athlete could be your child or grandchild. And this is why I have to make sure I put programs in place. Clifton Hunter has a swimming pool. It has a basketball court. It has the facilities for volleyball. We're not utilizing the things that we have in creating programs and policies to ensure our kids have a chance. If we didn't have these things in place, it'd be an excuse, but we have them. We just need people to put together the measures and the funding to provide better quality for our kids. Let's give them a chance to have a future in everything possible, from sports to academics. Jordan Crooks just broke the world record for swimming. He is now the fastest swimmer in the world. Well done, Jordan. Had we not had programs to capture his talent and hone his skill, would he be a proud Caymanian holding a world record today? This is why I am passionate about bringing programs to the district. I want to expand the programs for kids in this district. We have programs, but they need to be funded and they need support. Volunteerism is something that is completely weaning away. People don't have the time and the energy anymore to give back like they once did. This is why government has to make sure they have adequate funding and support for these programs, because our children are our future. After school programs need to be in place to capture the kids who struggle with academics. Kids come home some nights with homework and the parents don't understand the homework. That's not fair to the parents or the child. The education system tries to catch kids up, but the teacher cannot hold back an entire class for a handful that are struggling. This is why we have to have after school programs, summer programs, weekend programs to help hone our young people to make sure they're desirable and able to achieve success in the business market and be able to get proper employment and be adequately paid. Ladies and gentlemen, our forefathers went to sea. They didn't take a course on how to be seamen. They went to sea and braved those tumultuous times. They learned while at sea. But the key to that was they had opportunity. But what they did was they came back to this country and used the skills they learned at sea, and they started on their own companies. They were entrepreneurs, and they took those skills and went out and got jobs and provided for their families to make sure they didn't have to struggle the same way that they did. Now it is our turn to pave the way for our young people and our future generations to come. I want to ensure that our youth have opportunity to reach their full potential. I don't think we have any more driveways to pave up here. So elect me so I can pave the new way forward for new opportunities and success for our young people to have a future. Bruce Lee once said, "Don't buy your children all the things you never had. Teach them all the things you were never taught, because materials waste, but knowledge lasts." When you elect me, I will use my experience and my professional background to develop programs for entrepreneurship, to find help where necessary to inspire you. Please don't tell me that entrepreneurship is not something we're used to or we've had. Listen, Sin, Miss Beryl, Uncle Jack ran small businesses for decades and made an honest living doing so. We need to see more economic growth in our community. I want to see our people provide amenities to us, by us. This is why I joined the PPM. Because, ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the things we looked at introducing for you, providing funding to the local development bank to ensure that entrepreneurs has access to capital. We want you to be business owners. We want you to succeed and survive. We want you to be the backbone of this country, and that is what small business does. Furthermore, not every baker knows how to run a bakery. This is why part of what I wanted to design was an advisory council for Northside. This advisory council will bring free financial, legal, banking, and professional advice to those who do want to step up and just need the help to design and be prosperous when they put these plans together so they can borrow and be successful. This is how you give back to people. I want to promote the homegrown businesses that we do establish. We have small businesses stepping up. We have a fencing company in Northside. We have a power wash company. We have a mechanic. We have someone who does web page designs and they do marketing. But guess what? We're not promoting our own people, and that is not sufficient. We have to encourage each other and we have to work together. If someone starts a business in Northside, ladies and gentlemen, it's on you to help them grow their business by using them, and it's my job to help them be successful by funding them and supporting them. I will look at solutions to assist those who have been disenfranchised and need help to get their lives back on track. That is the role of an MP. Now, as I move into commitment to accountable and good governance, I want to tell you something. I ran as an independent before, and I learned that this is not a job for independents. The first thing I had to do was solve that problem by finding a proper team. And I went out and I found the PPM. I spoke with Mr. Joey Hugh. Mr. Joey Hugh is a new leader for the PPM, but he comes from a background of leadership. We've transitioned power 4 times without any squabbling, fighting, or falling out. That is how it should be done. The PPM government that I joined got back in power and had to pay back another administration's bad debt. They reduced this country's debt by over $300 million. And they did so with good practice and good borrowing. They ran this country for 8 years and still provided for the people without borrowing massive debt. And that, to me, ladies and gentlemen, is why I joined the PPM party. Joey Hugh is a fresh grassroots leader. He believes in allowing his people to have a say and helping to be there at the design table. He is passionate about creating betterment for you all, and he's also passionate about growing his team the right way. He has built a team of people who support him, and he supports them. But the most important thing I can tell you about Joey Hugh is I trust him. I can look him in the eye and feel the confidence that this man has the right intentions, has the morals and ethics to move this country forward. And his mentor, Sir Alden McLaughlin, did a hell of a job grooming him. But ladies and gentlemen, I'll move forward and tell you something tonight. I stand for fair, transparent, and accountable leadership. I believe that every dollar spent in this district should directly improve the quality of life for us all. The government's job is to serve all the people, not just a select few. So let me start by saying, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to put a stop to the bullying and favoritism that has crept up in this district. It's not about one family, it's about all the families in this district, and that is what I stand for. I'm here to make programs and policies, not make promises and cut deals. The MP comes last and the people come first. You have to remember that. Woodrow Wilson once said, the ear of the leader must ring with the voice of the people. It is my job to hear your concerns and also take your solutions and make sure that we roll things out properly. This is your lives, this is your country, this is your district. You should have a say, you need to have a say, you need to be a part of the solution and how this district is run. This district will be my office and the people will be my employers. So that means that I have to keep my office clean and keep my employers happy. It is my job to gain your trust and represent you with honesty, respect, and ensure that I work with a government that will serve with principles, ethics, and support the people's best interests. That is why PPM is behind me. We cannot have another 4 years of politicians fighting for what they want when they should be fighting for what you need. I want to make this clear as I roll out. I am not and I cannot be bought or sold. My integrity is not for sale. My commitment is to you, the people of Northside. I am the answer along with the PPM party. No backstabbing, no horse trading, ladies and gentlemen. I am running for office because I want to ensure a better quality of life for us all. We cannot afford to get this wrong. There is too much at stake. Now, this election process, we've had forums and we've had articles written about the problems and the struggles in this country. But no one has to tell you what's going wrong in this country. You feel it, you live it every day. No one has to tell you that it's a disaster going to the supermarket sometimes, having to figure out what you have to put back and what you can and can't get. Yes. No one has to tell you that when you're sick and have to eat a healthy diet, that healthy food is simply too expensive for you to buy, and you're stuck eating the very same things that you can only afford that is making you sicker. No one has to tell you how that feels. No one has to tell you how it feels to make a minimum wage job and come home with a small salary, look your children in the face and have to tell them why you can't buy them the things they want. Now that hurts me when I go door to door in this district and watch the people in this community struggle 4 generations under one roof because they simply cannot afford land or homes. That is not how we should be living. We should be living a better quality of life. There is too much wealth in this country for us to be falling behind and living like this. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how it feels to struggle. You know how it feels when someone looks at you after you've applied for a job and tell you simply, thank you for applying, but you didn't make the cut. We found someone more qualified. We found someone that's more experienced. There's every excuse in the book why they won't hire Caymanians. No one has to tell you how that feels. But what we have to start doing is telling you how we're going to fix it, how we're going to make it better, and how we're going to improve the quality of life of the people of this district. Affordable housing is one of the things on the list. You've heard it tonight. The PPM is passionate about expanding the affordable home project. We want to put you in your own homes. But when we do this, we have to do it efficiently, effectively. There has to be adequate funding. The homes have to be built on a timelier manner. And we also want to diversify how we do the homes. Ladies and gentlemen, not everyone wants to have a house. Some people just want somewhere to live. We're looking at an apartment-style solution where young people or young couples could come out, live in an apartment. They don't have to maintain the property. But the key aspect to this is if they decide they want to better themselves and buy something else, they can sell it back to the government, get that lump sum, and move on with their life. Now that is a solution to housing. We also, thank you. We also want to work with the private sector and private developers. We want to give them concessions so they can give us back some of their units or reduce the cost of those units so people can simply afford to partake in developments and not just stick everybody in one spot. We have solutions to give you housing. We just need the chance to provide it for you. And that is why it's important to vote for myself and the PPM. Now, furthermore, when we're building these homes and we're developing in the district, Northsiders should be a part of the building process. Nobody can tell me that Lynchford, Rankin, and Charlotte Rankin can't build homes. Nobody can tell me that Darwin and Dewey can't build homes. They just need a chance and opportunity to do so. And when you hire Northsiders to build things in the district, you create more economic value for their families. We have to balance it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about one side, and it's not about forgetting your people. At the end of the day, we have to make sure that everyone is having a fair chance. That is the definition of equality and equity, and that is what I stand for and represent. To ensure this, we need to have more district meetings so we can inform people on what's taking place in their district. Simply let people know we're going to start development. If you don't have your business license, you have time to go and get it. It's only $75. If you need to have your liability insurance, you can go and get it. But don't do developments, not tell the people, and they have to wake up the next day and see it for themselves. They need to be notified. They need to be a part of the decision-making process. They simply need to be included. We're looking at reducing the number one on the list, that's cost of living. Mr. Hughes spoke about it, affectionately known to us as the leader. Cost of living is something that is taking away the value of life for many. So we've looked at quick measures that we can do very early, short term, and we've looked at long-term measures. But for now, we'll talk about the short term. After April 30th, we plan to roll back free health care for all our children. Whether they're private school, public school, they need to have free health care. We're also rolling out health care for those who are over 65. We need to protect our vulnerable citizens to make sure they're living a quality life. When people work in the private sector, they retire with no insurance. That is sad in this country. They then have to use their pensions and their savings to subsidize health care, and that then creates more poverty and problems. And then government has to step in. We have to have balance. When you help people, it has to be on all fronts. We want to bring back proper health care at no cost to free up some of your salaries, to give you a chance to pay more bills. We're looking at solutions to bring down the cost of goods. But ladies, remember, gentlemen, remember that if government spends money erroneously and runs up debt, they can't afford to bring down the cost. They have to repay all that money they spent. This is why PPM plans to spend wisely to make sure that when we spend, you get the quality of that spending and it's not just thrown away because money is burning some politician's pocket. It's your money, it's your country, and you need to have what you deserve and not what somebody sees fit to give you. This is not a country of communists. This is a country of democracy. And the PPM government wants to make sure that people have a fair share at the table and stop being told what they're going to get and what's good enough for them. You deserve greatness. You deserve equality. You deserve what everyone else in this country has come here to get, a piece of paradise. Now, I spoke about representing this district, and the district comes first to me because it means a lot to me. But to represent you properly, I have to focus on Northside first, but then I have to focus on Northside at a national level. Ladies and gentlemen, if I help our young people get qualified and educated, and I help them to become excellent candidates for jobs by putting in programs to teach them soft skills and entrepreneurship, I also have to balance out immigration to make sure that the PPM and I are working on policies to stop these work permit violations, to make sure we're going to put a clamp down on the abuse of work permits and make sure we earmark jobs that are for Caymanians, to make sure that employers just can't brush you aside and say, sorry, we don't want you. This is Cayman. If you're going to do business here, you're going to hire our people. So ladies and gentlemen, we spoke about balance. I want to talk to you about a team. These issues cannot be solved by an independent candidate working in silos. If the past 4 years taught us anything, it's that we need a strong, united team. That's why I'm proud to be a part of PPM, where collective experience and teamwork will drive real solutions for this country and this district. I have grown tremendously since the last election. I now understand the power of team, the power of working with a team, having colleagues who share a common goal for love of country. And that is the most important thing, love of country. I want to say something tonight that I want you all to pay closely attention to what I say. Foreigners come here, and when they meet each other, they say, hey, where are you from? Oh, you're from there. Let's work together. I have a friend that can do that for you. We should network. But sadly, some social issues are deteriorating the quality of life and how we live, and we need to stop it. Caymanians spend more time now talking about, I can't stand her. I'm not going to use for him. I can't take that one. While we're there fighting and tearing each other down, we're failing together. We have to start working together. Remember that each and every one of us grew up next to each other. We're family. And we all need to work together to solve our problems. This is our country and our lives, and we're not going to do it divided. We need to be united and get things back on track. Let's work together, stop the foolishness and tear down the tensions. Let's unite. Let's work together. Let's be a force to reckon with, like our forefathers were when they went to sea. The Caymanian men went to sea and became number 2 in the world as sailors, only next to the Norwegians, who pretty much invented going to sea. And that left strong women at home to raise families and build homes. And that made our women strong forces to reckon with, because nobody can mess with a Cayman woman. I haven't touched on traffic yet, so I'll simply say that we're going to look at solutions to get the east-west arteria done and make sure we have proper and adequate public transport. Ladies and gentlemen, as I move on tonight, one of my first priorities will be to establish a district council for Northside. This council will be open to all, but I will ensure that it represents the diverse voice of our community. I want balance. I want every part of Northside to have a say in its future. It's time to move forward. It is time to move forward with the PPM.
Forward, forward, forward with PPM.
Thank you, Reese. Right on spot. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing before you tonight because I believe in our district. I believe in our people and our future. I'm running because I believe that we deserve better and that we can do better. I want to see us all prosper and live a better quality life. And so I ask you for your support, your trust, and most importantly, your vote. PPM is the answer to get this ship back on track, to put this country back where it needs to be. I'm just in time, and I'm ready to serve you. Thank you. God bless. And be safe when you leave tonight.